Mark had always carried himself like a man twice his age, quiet, deliberate, the kind who measured his words before letting them go. Maybe it came from growing up in a house that never quite healed after his mother passed on. He and his twin sister Mary were barely 12 when their father remarried. The new wife, Clara, brought with her laughter that felt rehearsed and a scent that never belonged in their mother's kitchen. At first, Mark tried to accept her. He told himself that families change and that love sometimes takes on new faces. But as the years passed and more children arrived, the warmth in their father's eyes seemed to shift elsewhere. He provided for everyone, yes, but the house grew heavy with invisible boundaries. Ours and theirs, first family and second family. Mark learned early how to live quietly, to earn what was his without demanding it. Then few years later, his father passed on. The funeral had barely ended before the whisper started. Who would take what? Who deserved more? And who was pretending to mourn? His stepmother moved like someone rehearsing a claim. Her sons, suddenly eager to prove loyalty to the man they'd lost. Mary broke down under the weight of it all, but Mark stayed silent. When relatives gathered to talk about inheritance, Mark only said one thing: "I'm not here for my father's wealth. I want to build my own." They didn't understand him. Some thought he was proud, others said he was naive. But Mark wasn't running from responsibility. He was tired of fighting for pieces of a home that were never whole. His life with love had been no kinder. Years before his father's death, Mark had married Jessica, a woman he had loved with the kind of hope that borders on desperation. Jessica was beautiful, intelligent, and sharp-tongued, the kind of woman who could light up a room and then quietly break someone inside it. Their marriage began like a calm sea and ended in a storm. Jessica had accused him of infidelity and of fathering a child elsewhere, when in truth she was the one drifting away. She had traveled to visit her family for a month, and when she returned, she was colder, distant in her eyes, sharp in her voice. Their only child, a 2-year-old boy, was the only thread holding them together. Then one night, while they lay in bed, Mark shifted his pillow and felt something hard beneath it. A knife. He stared at it in disbelief, the metal glinting faintly in the half-darkness. "Jess, what's this?" he asked, his voice trembling. She turned to him, her eyes hollow. "Maybe I was scared. Maybe I was angry he didn't ask more." By morning, she was gone. And by the end of that week, so was their marriage. After that, Mark swore he'd only marry for peace, not passion. A few months later, he met Linda, a soft-spoken woman from another tribe. She was a single mother, and Mark admired her strength. She reminded him of everything his life lacked: calmness, simplicity, and warmth. He loved her son as his own, and thought maybe, finally, life was giving him a quiet corner to rest in. Because his job required him to travel more often, Mark made practical choices. He registered his car and a few small properties in Linda's name, reasoning that if anything happened to him while away, she'd be taken care of. It was an act of love or trust, maybe both. One day, he left town for official duty. When he returned 3 weeks later, the gate swung open to silence. The curtains were gone. The furniture was gone. Linda was gone, with her son, his car, and everything that could fit into a moving truck. Neighbors said she'd left a week earlier. No goodbye, no explanation, just absence. Mark curled up on the empty floor, the only sound his soft, melancholic laughter bouncing off the bare walls. It wasn't bitterness, just a sound that came from a man realizing life had taken from him everything it could, yet he was still breathing. Now, as the inheritance battles rage around him, Mark stays away from the noise. People say he's detached, that maybe grief broke something in him. But he knows better. He has seen what greed does, how love can disguise itself as care, how trust can turn to a weapon. He no longer seeks comfort in promises or signatures. Sometimes he visits his father's grave, brushes the dust from the headstone, and whispers, "Don't worry, old man. I'm fine. I'll build my own." The wind carries the words across the field, and Mark stands there, hands in pockets, the weight of the world no longer pressing as hard. And maybe that's his quiet victory. Not wealth, not revenge, just peace. Because some men inherit land, others inherit lessons. Mark inherited both and chose the one that doesn't fade. He's not rich yet. Not in the way people mean when they speak of wealth, but there's a lightness in his step now, a quiet belief that peace, once earned, is the greatest inheritance of all. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs peace. Hit the subscribe button for more African moral stories that inspire and heals.